Boom. Alright, so here we go, folks. We have Rain Spades Bunting as our pink. That says Protoss. I am totally wrong. That's Terran. There we go. He is our pink Terran player here in the top right-hand corner of Protoss. And his opponent down here in the bottom right-hand corner says Tails, but that is Complexity MVP Keen. He is our red Terran, and we're going to see if Spades can take him down. Yes, the map is Crevasse.
Yeah, I haven't seen this map in a while.
I like this map. I do.
Now, TVT on this map.
It can take an eternity.
It can take an eternity.
Yeah, it can.
They haven't spawned cross-spawn.
True.
They have spawned somewhat close-ish, but I would predict we're going to see a big tank trench war here.
And you know what? This is a rotationally symmetrical map, and there are slight positional imbalances. Conventional wisdom would suggest that this actually is going to work out better for Keen, because he can put a starport, say, right here. It's still contained within his main, and he actually has... Wow, that scroll speed's really slow. Never mind about that. And he has a very short distance to actually get over to the natural. But because players will inevitably take this third, Spades has a lot of harassment opportunities as well, so it's not as bad as a lot of some rotationally symmetrical maps.
I think that this is going to really play in favor of Keen, not just because of the closer air into the natural, but also if you look at the Xel'Naga Tower, the northern Xel'Naga Tower between there's a proxy barracks.
Yes.
But if you look right here, the tanks can set up on that high ground ledge, and they could almost shell into the potential third of Spades, and that's going to be a really big position for Keen to hold on to. But yeah, you're right, he is going with a somewhat proxy barracks.
All right, yeah, Makarax to start, and we'll see if a second one gets thrown down.
Oh, he's got gas ready too.
We'll see where Spades scouts. Oh, it looks like he is going to go bottom right-hand corner first, so he'll have a pretty quick read on all of this. That should prevent some of the shenanigans from Keen.
It's actually not really a proxy barracks, because the Marines have to run the long route around the inside of the base just to get out.
Not true Makarax either. It's just a cool position.
I think it's just a cool position, yeah.
And look at that. Spades is actually going to... No!
Oh, no!
Oh, my God. Was he not paying attention to the SCV?
Oh, no. So Keen here throwing his barracks in a very interesting location. Ends up working. Huge for him. Spades has no idea that Keen spawned in the bottom right-hand corner.
He didn't actually see...
Anything.
But he crossed the SCV from Keen. So if he was watching the mini-map, then he knows it, but he's not turned his SCV around.
Oh, God. He's going to scout the bottom left, and then he's going to scout the top left, and then he's going to be like, WTF, did he lift off his command center?
What is this? Okay, so we have a tech lab finishing up here. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be used right for the factory. We have a starport coming up yet?
Oh, my God.
He could, right? Oh, yeah, starport on it.
Oh, no.
Do we have a second gas? So I don't know if this is just going to be...
I don't think it's going to be cloaked.
It looks like this is just going to be like a Marine Hellion uncloaked Banshee 111 style play.
It could just be a quick uncloaked Banshee into an expansion,
God, the Reaper's going to the top left because Spades thinks that's where his opponent is.
Yeah, Spades is in a bad spot right now. He has no idea where Keen's at. He has no idea what Keen's doing. And now he's got to be thinking, what have I gotten myself into? What is Keen doing? Where is he?
Oh, no. And he has no idea what tech is coming up. He's already decided that he was going to expand, which means that he's going to have a pretty big Marine force, and he's going to have Hellion Banshee coming at him, which destroys Marines. Okay, but here, okay, Spades is going to have his expansion down. He's going to have out a lot of attack units at the very least. He's got to watch out for the Reaper. Get away, Reaper!
Yeah, that's his only mobile scout right now. He's got to try to keep it alive and sneak it inside, but I don't think Keen's going to let that Reaper inside at all.
Oh, no. Okay, all right. So here we go. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that Spades, if he can hold on after this push, he could be in a good spot because he did expand right away, and he's going to get the scout in.
Make him cry.
He will see the starport. He will see the expansion. He knows now what's going on. If it was delayed, better late than never, and he will delay that command center from going up. So now, get turrets out, get the proper units to deal with that Banshee.
And he does have, as we mentioned, quite a few racks up, and he's producing a lot of units.
NG Bay.
Bunkers coming up now, but don't forget there's no cloak on the Banshees or anything like that. So as long as he has upgraded Marines, he should be able to hold that at the front, but he has nothing back here. And look at this. This is actually going to be such a bad timing because, yeah, the Banshee is going to pull so many units away. Here come the Hellions. Oh, he actually realizes that that was a bait and comes back and kills a couple of the Hellions.
I don't know what those SCVs think they're doing. That would not be a good smart move. He's trying to prevent them from running around. He misses the last Hellion, but he was able to kill all the Hellions off. He did divert all that pressure away. And if he can kill off this Banshee here, he may be in a pretty good spot.
We'll find out, though. He's, how
many kills does that Banshee have?
So, Banshee has 4 kills at the moment. The Hellions really didn't do any damage. Supplies are even for our 2 players, Spades. Even though the space is being denied for quite a while, he did have this out quite a bit sooner than his opponent was able to mine some resources for it.
He's about to get stim too, so he should be able to stim up and get rid of that Banshee. Stim's about to finish.
Of course, his tech is way behind. So.
And stim is now finished.
Yes.
So if he wants, he can pick off that Banshee pretty easily. And here goes the possible stim. No.
Looks like he's just playing around with this Banshee, and he is going to take it out. Bye-bye.
And I think that Spades came out ahead. Yeah, if we look at the supply, he's about ahead by 9 right now.
He is down in workers and tech. What he has is a massive amount of Marines. I mean, that's what he's got going for him right now. But all of a sudden, we see Keen's going over to his conventional tank Marine build. There's a second Banshee, and it looks like it's going to stop the missile turret for a little while, but it's not going to be too long. There it finishes up. Bye-bye, Banshee.
Kill off the Banshee. That's a good play by Spades. He needed that because he was behind in so many departments. Get off that Banshee. And now you'd think, you know, with all the Marines he's got on the field, maybe he should make something happen because he's got to do some type of damage.
Yeah, he does. He's going to fall behind in his... Well, in a lot of respects here pretty soon because, like I said, he is back in economy. His infrastructure is down. And it's really going to be a question of how quickly will these siege tanks hit for Keen, because he is so far delayed. I mean, we'll look at it right now. Spades is only about halfway done building his factory at about the 9.5 minute mark. And it's going to be very difficult for him to overcome.
I think at this point, Spades caught up in economy because he's got similar number of SCVs because he had that expansion earlier on. That's why he was able to recuperate. But here's the one crucial X factor that he's behind in, which you mentioned before, is the siege tanks. He doesn't have even siege mode on the way yet. His factory's not even done. So he is behind in a major way.
Spade's actually going to do a bio build here.
Okay.
And because he did just throw in a Marauder is what I just saw. A second one coming up now.
So no tanks. Just pure bio against the tanks.
And it can work pretty well if you're incredibly mobile and you can pull off a lot of successful drops. I think he should wait for the first 2 medevacs, but we'll see. Right now it looks like he's just more sharking around the map and checking for things that are out there. The siege tanks have not even had siege mode started.
Wow.
Dear God.
That's a very late siege mode.
He could actually just outright kill this force.
If he just ran in.
Yeah, but...
Maybe.
Yeah, it would still come down to quite the battle, but the unsieged tanks there makes these Marines exponentially stronger.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Keen hasn't gotten siege mode yet. Did he just totally forget about it?
He may very well have.
Yeah, that's a big mistake right here. And you know what? Spades went for an entire bio build against unsieged tanks, he could just totally roll that army.
And we have another command center coming up. There's siege mode coming up in about 70 seconds or so. It's going to be a little bit behind, but yeah, I mean, Spades could actually do an enormous amount of damage. Oh, but he just won't know that these tanks don't have siege mode.
This is such a bad spot for Keen. He's finally getting siege mode, thankfully, but you know what? If you look at both production tabs, both players are getting siege mode at about the same time. So really, Spades is totally on top of things.
And Spades is going to be significantly farther behind in his tank production, though. There's already 4 out on the field, and Spades is only actually finishing up number 1 at the moment. And look at this, Keen actually putting up another base, just about to finish up.
Yeah, Spades is not getting another command center, so a little surprising there. He might fall behind in economy, but, you know, at this point, both players are pretty content, I think, to just sit back and macro up, probably max out before they even push. And this is what we were mentioning before, Terran versus Terran, especially on Crevasse. It can take an eternity.
Yeah, very well can. We could be in for a 50-minute game here, folks. Yeah, just get ready for it. No, looks like Keen is going to go ahead and take his next expansion, float down that completed command center here in just a second. Of course, Spades actually building that down at his third will help him make up a little bit of the time that he lost by not putting that up early enough. But here we go.
A little bit of trench warfare action for you guys, it looks like. Tails is actually pushing out a little bit. Now, I did mention before on the ground aspect of this map, I feel like Keen has an advantage because that high ground overlooks the area, and he's going to siege up everything. There's only one tank there for Spades, and we have begun the tank wars.
We have, but there's only 2 tanks out now for Spades.
Yep.
He's really going to need to be able to drop down directly on top of these tanks.
Oh, he might get a tank kill for free here, though. And he will. Yes, he will. And everything's stimming up to take out the tanks. It looks like Keen gets all the tanks.
Oh, God.
That was big play right there for Keen, and now Keen can continue to roll forward.
Yeah, but Spades did take out quite a few units there. I think he needs to pull off of this position. He doesn't have the range support of the tanks. Actually, just 1 coming up at the moment, whereas Keen still has 4 of them. And that's a pretty big difference. Oh, especially as he starts to make his way around the right-hand side here.
Another Marine going down right there, so Keen's starting to press forward a little bit closer. He's just inching himself forward because he's got that massive tank numbers, and it looks like he's going to get a medevac drop in here as well. This is going to be very distracting for Spades.
It really is. He doesn't have much around to go ahead and deal with this. A few Marines are going to make their way up and stim up and start doing some damage, but okay, he does force a lift there. I actually thought that could have been a lot of damage done for Keen, but it doesn't look like he wanted to stand in there. I was a little more worried about this frontline force.
Yeah, I think that Spades reacted to that really well.
Spades need to transfer over some SCVs here in a bit, too.
You like how he lowered those supply depots when he was sending his Marines to defend that?
Very nice.
Yeah, that was
very nice.
That was smart.
He's the one who needed the mobility there, so...
Yeah, so Spades actually reacted to that very nicely, and he didn't overreact either, which is important, so he didn't draw away too many forces from the middle of the map.
Definitely.
Leaving his middle vulnerable to a big push.
We are now dead even on upgrades at the moment. Spades is going to his armory. I don't know if Keen actually has one up at the moment. Actually, we'll take a look at this from the side. 1 tank goes down. Spades gets himself a nice kill and actually takes out a number of Marines as well. But
he forfeits the high ground.
Yes, and I don't think he has vision of... Oh, he does have vision of the Zelnaga Tower? No, now he doesn't anymore, and that's going to allow Keen to start making his way up.
And I was mentioning this before, the ground aspect of this map heavily favors Keen because of that ledge right there, and it just continues to be a pressure point for Spades, and it's very hard for a Terran player to kind of deal with that. So if Keen just wants to, he could actually roll in from 2 different angles. Given the great terrain he's got, he's forced everything to fall back from Spades. Spades has lost all terrain now, and his tanks are totally exposed right here. That's so risky. But he will reconglomerate his forces, and this could be a big move by Keen.
All right, it looks like we are going to have an engagement. That is a pretty significant advantage in units there for Keen. The Seasheng sitting in the back. I don't know if it's going to be able to get off any shots.
Spades tanks have all gone down in the middle of the map.
No, and Spades was just completely sandwiched. He is now at a huge disadvantage. This tank is getting a few kills, but he has nothing left on the field whatsoever.
And Keen is just going to roll.
There were half his Marines. That's why. I was wondering, I know he's been producing Marines this whole time.
He might actually be able to kill off all the tanks, though. He actually is going to get all the tanks. If he can get his Marines in there, it's going to be very close. Reinforcements arriving. If he can pick off all these tanks, it might be an okay spot. But no, he will not.
Oh, no. And now his production is starting to get camped. 40 supply deficit as Keen has pulled way ahead, and Spades GG's. And yes, it is tied up 3-3. We have essentially gone down to a best of 3 remaining here between ReIGN and Complexity.
What a move by Keen. That was
very Keen.
Really
Really awesome. Really, really good move out of him. So.